Peace, love, and it's a fuzz. Peace, love, and light collective. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cusp of Roses for today's new moon in Capricorn Aquarius chakra energy check-in reading. I'm super excited to bring this reading out to you all, and I hope it finds you in the highest vibration possible. Thank you guys so much again for all the love that you show me, especially on these videos. I'm really grateful that they resonate with so many of you, and I'm excited to continue them. So I've done my prayer already off of camera, so I'm going to offer up 4 deep breaths as opposed to our prayer. You are more than welcome to pray the prayer if you remember it, or have your own prayers or your own gratitude practices. You can also have a moment of silence while we deep breathe, but you're also welcome to join me in these 4 deep breaths just to center our energy, to get focused in on what we need to be open for, and get started. All right, so make sure you read the description box below. It's gonna have everything you need to know. And make sure you read it as well to stay updated with my channel. And let's go ahead and get into this reading, okay? Okay. Let's get started. Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, where do you stop? All right. Thank you so much, Divine, for connecting me into this new moon in Aquarius and Capricorn energy. Please show the collective, show us what we need to know, what is healing, or what do we need to address under this new moon as far as our chakra energy. What do we need to address under this full... No, I keep saying full. Under this new moon. I'm so sorry, Divine. What do we need to address under this new moon energy? Okay. We'll stop at 3. First card to flip out here was prayer. It's the solar plexus energy. Some of you maybe want to really get back into a prayer practice, or spend a little bit more time focusing in on prayer as a daily meditation. Some of you, there's a need to bring something that you are desiring, because this is solar plexus, something that you want to will into manifestation, into the 3D. It's something that you need to start asking for in your prayers, okay? It's also understanding that a perspective, right, and it kind of ties into our daily a little bit, believing in that self-confidence, right? Knowing that no matter what path you choose, no matter what choices you make, that you always have the energy, the guidance, the support from the divine to make something happen, okay? To make do with what you have, to make lemonade out of lemons, but to just create, right, something beautiful out of whatever you've been given in life. So maybe just a need to up your belief a little bit in yourself, up your faith in the divine's ability to provide for you, is definitely going to be important under this new moon energy. We also have mysticism. This is the third eye chakra here. It really talks about this balance between being seen and kind of finding some solitude, finding some sort of invisibility. For some of you, it has been a while since you've really stepped into this power of being a mystic. Some of you really need to. Others of you are really learning how to. So maybe you've been putting some good work behind showing up as your true and authentic self here, believing that you are connected to the divine, really accepting that belief, right? and walking in that as well. So for some of you, it's really trusting your third eye here to guide you, trusting that what you're being given through your third eye visions, through your dreams, through your downloads is ultimately not only uniquely for you, but also helping you and designed to help you be your authentic self here, okay? We also have vanity in the throat chakra. This kind of touches on, again, what I kind of pulled in our daily collective reading, where there's a real need to be careful of the narratives that we are telling ourselves, feeding ourselves, or feeding our energy into, okay? This particular card talks about someone having a spiritual awakening, really elevating their consciousness, and then coming back to their group of friends, their former environment prior to the awakening, and wanting to share all this knowledge, but almost coming off or being taken as being very vain in that, right? Because the people who are in this community did not embark on that journey or have yet to open up their consciousness. It kind of, you might feel a little vain in what you're seeing through your third eye. It might feel a bit uncomfortable. So there's a real need to make sure that you are channeling your energy in a way here, especially through your throat chakra, and I don't want to say this, but this is what they're giving me. It's like to not waste those insights, those thoughts, things that you want to speak about on deaf ears, right? On people who either don't believe. It's almost like not your job to convince people of what you know. It's not your job to convince people of what you're seeing. It's your job to walk in it and to articulate what's right for you, right? To speak life into yourself here, to speak life into your situation, and let the chips fall where they may, okay? I'm interested to get into that throat chakra card a little bit more, but let's go ahead and grab some tarot. As always, I am using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot that goes along with the Chakra Wisdom Oracle we just pulled. So thank you so much, Divine. Please show me what the collective needs to know about prayer in the solar plexus under this new moon energy. Okay. Yeah, temperance, exactly. So the angel of temperance, Sagittarius energy, the moon was just in Sagittarius about a day and a half ago. So it really does feel like someone really either needs to balance out their will to create with prayer, right? Like to make sure that you are allowing your angels, your guides, your ancestors to intercede on your behalf here, okay? By taking whatever challenges you have to them, by making sure that you are keeping your faith up, right? Keeping high levels of optimism and faith towards what you're trying to create, towards your desires, and trusting that the divine is going to provide you with all that you need here. Some of you, really, this might even be an attention to your root chakra. I mean, this is the root chakra card here, but really understanding maybe how there might be a lack of security in your own faith or a lack of belief. And so there's a need to really temper out whatever is kind of keeping you in that energy of lack. And I do feel like you can do that with prayer, keeping a consistent prayer practice. You know, maybe even looking up prayers that are more specific to what you are trying to create, okay, and repeating those over and over. But there really is this opportunity here, collective, to have the angels, have your guides, have your ancestors really start helping you alkaline and alkaline your energy so that you can be in alignment here with whatever you are trying to manifest and create. Okay, let's pull one more for prayer. Thank you so much, Divine. What's the overall energy for prayer under this full moon? I keep wanting to say full moon, under this new moon. Thank you so much, Divine. The full moon might be, this might be a lot of preparation for the full moon. Some of you, I think the full moon will be in Leo. Some of you might have some strong Leo placements. Could be in Cancer as well. I think it's on the Cancer-Leo cusp at the towards the end of the month. But thank you so much, Divine. Please show me... Please show me the overall energy for the solar plexus. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, the Tower. solar plexus energy. So yeah, some of you are really going to see a lot of shifts and a lot of changes in your awareness, especially in your crown chakra as well, connected here with the solar plexus, that the more that you surrender, the more that you give and ask for help and intercession here from the divine, the more things actually will move, the more things will actually balance out, the more secure and confident you'll feel in what you're creating, in what you're doing, in what you're putting your effort towards, okay? So there might even be this just real awareness of the power of prayer. Some of you, if there was any doubt about that, trust and believe, the more that you give into that, the more that you feed your energy into that space and that energy of surrender. I think I just heard move mountains. I think it truly will start to move and shift things at a very grand scale for you. So then that will also boost your confidence in your ability to co-create there with spirit. Okay. Thank you so much, Divine. Please show me and the collective what we need to know about this throat chakra energy under the new moon and vanity. What do we need to know about? Thank you. Okay, more root chakra energy. So definitely focus in on your root chakra under this new moon. But this is the 8 of Cups. So again, needing to walk away from some frustrations here. I'm getting, like I said, with that vanity card, it's having this elevated awareness of the divine, really going through a spiritual awakening, really stepping into your command center and your power through your voice. But then feeling maybe frustrated with it not resonating with the people around you, maybe with, not really knowing or connecting with anyone else who truly identifies or sees things the same way, or maybe even just has that same confidence and command in their own energy. So there's a need to really walk away from, again, any sort of emotion connected to feeling that disconnect. And I know that might sound like a tongue twister there, but it's whatever is giving you that energy of being disconnected to your environment, understanding that you have the power here to detach from it. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Divine. To not put so much weight in having the people around you identify with what you believe in, to not put so much weight in getting people to see things the way that you see it, right? Everyone is on their own spiritual journey, their own evolution journey. So just making sure that you are staying true to yourself and staying true to searching for your own happiness here, right? The 9 of Cups that comes after. And not letting anyone's lack of awareness or lack of being on the same page as you here cause these emotions, right? Or cause this attachment to getting them there. Because it really feels like the more resistance the people or the environment around you shows to this new awareness that you're stepping into under this full moon, the more emotionally driven you might be to try to kind of force it, collective. So just make sure that you are just walking in your own awareness, understanding that everybody evolves at their own time, speed, pace, right? And that they all are in accordance to their soul's map. So just stay focused on yours here, okay? Yeah, you also have the Knight of Wands. This is throat chakra energy. Again, I love when they mirror in the tarot cards as well. Which is, again, that's what I'm saying. For some of you, you might have had maybe a few tower moments or will be having some tower moments that really opens up your crown chakra, really opens up your solar plexus to get going, to get moving, to start getting in alignment with certain things. And you might be a little disappointed or disheartened at the lack of that resonance or the lack of that energy being mirrored around you. So don't get discouraged by that. Continue to, again, be careful of the impulses to try to force people to see things the way that you see it, to try to appeal to their senses, to try to convince them, right? There's no need to convince. As long as you are standing grounded and assured in what you know and what the divine is giving you, that's all that really matters, right? You don't have to bring everyone along with you, and not everyone is meant to come along with you, okay? I'm also getting this energy here, collective, that you really want to make sure that you are allowing whatever messages are coming in to kind of settle. Some of you might have this impulse to receive a message and then want to go tell it, right? Or get something and then want to go share. But then it's like, if you don't allow that divine energy, those light codes, that ascension to actually fully settle in your own vibration, then you might be missing some parts or overlooking certain things just out of that need or out of that desire to make things happen fast or to get moving on something, okay? So just take the time. Again, definitely check out our daily today. It had the Knight of Pentacles in the highest vibration. So really just taking it slow, making sure that you are coming from that space of groundedness, that space of balance here with temperance, okay? And not being too hasty to try to correct people around you. Again, trying to convince people of what you're being shown. It's some things are really special and just meant for you, collective, and that's okay to sit with them for a while before you let people into that awareness or that perspective, okay? Thank you so much, divine. Let's look into this mysticism in the third eye. Divine, please show us in the collective, me in the collective, I guess. What do we need to know about the third eye under this new moon? What do we need to know about the third eye in mysticism under this new moon energy? Thank you so much, divine. Okay. Something wants to come out here. What do we need to know of... Whoa. There we go. I'll take these two that flew out. First card to come up face right is the Two of Coins. Some of you, this is feeling like you're in between two worlds here, okay? Sacral chakra energy here with the orange. Really almost like creating in one space, but then creating in another. Or creating under one identity and then manifesting and creating under another as well. There's a real need, I think, to either find a healthy balance between that energy, or choose to focus your energy on one. But with this Two of Coins, it does signify that you have the capability, the capacity to manage both. Okay, so in whatever respects that this will be, some of you, this is occupation or work, or this is just being almost like heavy in your 5D, doing a lot of creation, maybe in the dream world, in the dream state, during meditations, however you kind of connect with the spiritual realm, but then also trying to figure out how to translate that or keep a vibration or a manifestation energy in the 3D. Okay, so really, again, stepping into your power here, realizing that what you are also energetically tapping into in the spiritual realm might even be starting to show up a little bit more in your 3D. So there's a need to kind of manage something or balance things out a little bit. With this particular card in this deck, it almost feels like I said, there's a balance of two worlds here. So you see how it's kind of a bit darker with this ship here, but as you look through that door, it's a lot more brighter. Some of you, especially with Temperance being our first card out, is really going to have to find balance in the 3D world, because when you connect to the spirit realm, you might be doing a lot of shadow work. Yeah. And then that might, if you're not balancing that out with tapping into your light, spending time in your light energy, cultivating your light energy, you might find that you're heavier in one than the other. So there might even just be a need to bring a little bit more balance into your energy, okay? Or just focus on finding that balance, especially if you are creative. Or you're in the mode of creating something, okay? Just, there's almost like a warning here to be careful that you don't fall too heavy in the extreme of being in your shadow, or fall too heavy in the extreme of being in your light, all right? Last card here, yeah, we have the Ten of Swords. It's the solar plexus, okay? Some of you, yeah, it does feel like there's this energy here, collective, where you might even be internally struggling with how to represent yourself, because maybe you are tapped into the spiritual realm, or you're starting to have those initiations in the spiritual realm, and it might be bringing up a lot of dark energy. And it's bringing it up, one, for you to complete those cycles, one, for you to change and have that mental rebirth. But for some of you, this is like how you're looking at this spiritual journey or this spiritual process needs to have a bit of an adjustment, needs a little bit more of a balanced perspective. So again, it's not wanting to stay too much in the dark side of things. It's not staying too heavy in the light side of things. It's finding that compromise in that middle ground, right? That alchemy between the two. So for some of you, it almost feels like, well, if I'm going to go fully into this mysticism or have these spiritual awakenings, then I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't be around these people, or I can't have this, that, and the third. And that's almost where that extreme energy is coming in, right? That there is a middle ground, there is a happy compromise, that you don't have to completely shut out one part of your life or, you know, do this huge transformation, that there is this steady kind of pace when it comes to your spiritual work that you want to adapt here. So that, one, you don't burn yourself out, 10 of swords. And then 2, that you allow, like I said earlier, to allow the energy, allow the downloads, allow all that shadow work, that light work to settle in your vibration before you make a move forward, or before you fully feel this need to kind of like choose one over the other. That's just what it feels like. There's a process to this, collective. That it's not going to be head first into one hole and then you're completely just shirking everything, or, you know, cutting yourself off from people. There's a lot of that could be hard. It could be even like a trigger a little bit. Like I said with the Vanity card, maybe not seeing that resonance of what you're awakening into with the people around you could make you feel like you want to have some sort of stark change or separate yourself somehow. But there's a need to, again, change your perspective on that. There's a need to be a little bit more free in your thinking around your spiritual process here. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and look into the Queen of the Moon Oracle just to see what moon phases are going to be important over the next 2 weeks. Thank you so... Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Divine. Please show us in the collective what moon phases are going to be most important over the next 2 weeks for the collective. Whoa. Okay. I'll have to go get that. There's one. Anything else? What moon phases are going to be important for the collective as far as this energy under the new moon over the next 2 weeks? What energy is going to be most important? Okay. Hang on tight 1 second here. Let me see if I can get this card. Ooh. Ah, dang it. No. Okay, hold on. Let me try something else. Because I don't want to get up. Okay. Yes, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, first card to flip out here, is the Waning Gibbous, okay? Vibration of 18. I don't know if you guys can even see that. It's a little faint, but it's a vibration of 18, and it talks about pleasure. So the Waning Gibbous is, I believe, after the full moon. So for some of you, there might be this big release here, or again, this kind of elevation of your own energy, maybe even with the mysticism, some form of ascension that might come, or that you actually already had. Oh, yeah, as you headed into this new moon. Something about that. It's like, yeah, some of you with the mysticism, like I said, wanting to have an extreme focus on doing either a lot of shadow work or a lot of light work, and it almost kind of drains the fun out of something, or just makes it feel a lot more burdensome than it needs to with the 10 of Swords. So really finding that fun, finding some time to kind of enjoy the moments, like be a little bit more in the present, collective, and that's where I think you'll find some of that joy, some of that pleasure. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's look at the other ones. We have focus here with the waxing gibbous. Okay. 14 might mean something to you. It does break down to a 5. 18 here breaks down to a 9. I feel like this just really talks about, for some of you, this like tower moment or this ascension here, this kind of quick awakening, right, might kind of push you to focus on something, right, or feel a little bit rushed or hurried to get something done as far as your spiritual work is concerned. Just be mindful of that, okay? And again, kind of like I talked about too in our daily, just be very careful of the narratives that you're telling yourself, the focus and the energy that you're feeding into certain things, okay, so that you are keeping yourself, one, sane, and balanced as much as possible, but really understanding that if you are being called to spend some time in a certain area of your spiritual life or have a certain focus right now on your spiritual journey, that again, that doesn't mean that it has to resonate for everybody, that other people around you have to also focus on those same things, okay? So there's a little bit there. And then we have discernment. Yeah, vibration of 10, which can break down into a 1. This is the waxing gibbous. So it does feel like a lot of this energy is going to be more amplified after the full moon, which is maybe why I kept saying full moon energy. But this able to discern when you are focused a little bit too much on the shadow work or focused a little bit too much on the light work, right? Really being able to have that discernment, that balance between the two is going to come into play here over the next 2 weeks. So make sure that you are really listening in, tuning into your higher self, to your emotional body, your mental body, to take all the cues that you can to be able to gauge things moment by moment, okay? And for some of you, if you feel like spiritual work is getting you a little down in the dumps, it's keeping you a little bit in a lower vibration, or it just feels very heavy, make sure that you're making time to do things that bring you a lot of joy, right? We had a lot of solar plexus energy. Make sure you're releasing your energy if you need to. You're surrendering to the fact that it can't all get completed in a day, collective, right? And that you are on this journey. But that doesn't mean that you have to, again, cut yourself off from things that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that ultimately are fun for you. Yeah, for some of you, it's like a perspective that if you are to embark on a spiritual journey, that there has to be this like extreme seriousness to it and this intense focus, and it all has to get done. It's like you can kind of ease up off of that it doesn't mean that you can't go out and enjoy your life. Some of you really need to work some more fun into your schedule, however you can. But that's what's going to be kind of facing you over the next 2 weeks, okay? But all right, collective, that has been our chakra tune-in reading for this beautiful new moon in Capricorn Aquarius. I hope you found it helpful and insightful and filled with confirmation for whatever you may be feeling over the next 2 weeks, okay? Feel free to return back to this video to see if you get any more messages out of it other than what you get in the now moment. Remember that all of my readings are timeless, so do not get too caught up on the date. I know dailies from months ago are starting to resonate for certain people. So just stay open energetically, okay? But make sure that you are finding that balance over the next 2 weeks to keep yourself grounded, okay? But alrighty, collective, I will see you all in our next reading. And of course, you can always take a deeper look at these oracles, and I'll have a little bit more information in the captions over on Instagram. So I hope to see you there. But if not, I will see you all in our next reading, okay? Namaste.